The Los Angeles housing market is going crazy right now. Home prices have been dropping for weeks, which frankly isn't unusual for this time of year, but asking prices have been skyrocketing. I've never seen such a divergence, and it begs the question, where in the world is this market headed? That's the question we'll answer in today's Los Angeles Real Estate Roundup for October 7th, 2024, brought to you by Blueprint. Don't pay 2.5% for an agent when you can buy a home in Los Angeles for a flat fee of $5,900. Learn more at www.buywithblueprint.com. Now let's get into the numbers. And we're looking at the latest weekly print from Redfin for the Los Angeles metro market. We start with median sale price. And as you can see, we've fallen again this week to a price point of $884,000. This is down from our July peak of $932,000. And just for some reference, in the 11 weeks since our peak, the median price of a home in Los Angeles has fallen 5.2%. Now, if we compare that to the first 11 weeks of the price drops we saw in 2022, when rates really pushed prices down, at that point in time, the first 11 weeks saw price declines of 8%. So the price declines we're seeing over the past 3 months aren't as significant as the price declines we saw in 2022. But just looking at this graph, you can see they are, next to 2022, the most significant price declines we've seen this time of year in Los Angeles. However, at the same time, the median price of a new listing in Los Angeles is skyrocketing. The median listing price of a home in Los Angeles right now is $959,750. This marks the second highest median listing price of the year, second only to our peak back in June. And what's wild is that the growth we've seen in the last 4 weeks represents a 6.7% increase in median asking price. So seriously, what the heck is going on? How is it that home prices have fallen more than 5% in Los Angeles over the last 3 months, where in the last 1 month, the median price of a new listing has gone up 6.7%? Is this just a case of greedy buyers? You know, I tend to think not, because most homes are listed with a lot of advice from the listing agent. And generally, the new listing median price is a gauge of real estate agent sentiment. It's a gauge of where they think the market is going, of where they anticipate pricing being. So why do agents think prices are going to climb so much? Do they know something that we don't know? Is there something else to discover in the data? Let's take a look. New listings fell for the 7th straight week in a row. We're now under last year's numbers. The year-over-year shrinkage in new listings is 8.4%. Right off the bat, that's an indicator that home prices should be growing. When fewer homes are coming to market, there's less supply to satisfy demand, and pricing tends to go up. So maybe that's what realtors are looking at. At the same time, homes sold outpacing last year for the 6th week in a row now. Right now, we're seeing 5.8% more homes sold than this week last year. And again, this would point to increasing prices. If we're listing fewer homes than last year and we're selling more homes than last year, then pricing should stay well elevated compared to last year. And we see these two metrics working in tandem when we look at active listings, which has been on a bit of a nosedive. Currently, there are 14,284 active listings on the Los Angeles market, just 12.3% over last year. At peak, we had 15,650 active listings on the Los Angeles market, which was 25.4% over last year's numbers. However, and this is, I think, the most important data point and most interesting to me, when we look at weeks of supply on the Los Angeles market, we've actually had a very consistent band over the last 3 months. Right now, we're looking at 15.2 weeks of supply on the market, and incidentally, 11 weeks ago, when pricing peaked, we were also at 15.2 weeks of supply on the Los Angeles market. So what all this data tells me is that prices have been falling off for 3 months, whereas the true level of supply, measured in weeks of supply, hasn't actually fallen off much and has now regained any ground that it lost. However, during this time, asking prices were dropping, perhaps overcorrecting, and now agents are beginning to realize that they're getting the prices they want and more, so they've jacked back up asking prices. What does this mean for where the market is headed as we head toward the end of the year? Well, to me, this is predictive of prices firming up as we reach the end of the year. I've been saying for a few weeks now that we're in a really good buyer's pocket. I think the buyer's pocket is going to continue for a few weeks. I don't think we're going to lose the buyer's pocket. I don't think that home prices are going to accelerate as we get toward the end of the year, but I think they'll firm up and we'll see price declines slow down or perhaps some subtle price increases. If you're planning to buy a home in Los Angeles or anywhere in California, you need to know that the rules have recently changed. Check out this video to learn everything you need to know about the new rules and how to keep from getting screwed over by them.